Okay, it means probably in one of these chests. Give me a key, please. Oh, thank fucking God, that's one. Okay, that's more progress than we made last time.
Hooray!
Actually
Back
going
to the Sonic.
back to this Sonic, the real Sonic.
Yeah, I've had my little that's put me in a good mood for weeks, honestly. Here's the thing, Harry. I could lose my leg in a horrific accident. You know, I could
just end it there.
I could go broke. You know, my wife of 14 years could divorce me. You know, yeah. But I would never be sad. I could not be sad anymore, for I've discovered something from my childhood, and the childhood's the most powerful thing.
I'm happy.
What'd you do if Knuckles buried into some sand that resembled your face?
I think I'd have nightmares about it for weeks.
This level, like, is the worst one.
Yeah, this is the one I remember. I like played it for like a couple days, and then realized I got stuck on this one for like a week, and I was like, why am I still playing this game?
'Cause fun.
It's also got the worst music as well. Like
it's not got a lot going for it, you know.
It's not exciting at all.
It's a Knuckles level. It's not got no exciting music, and it's not a fun level to play. They should have just scrapped it.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Do I have to be right in
Rats.
Okay.
But Sonic games tend to bring up a lot of weird nostalgia for me. I've noticed, like, where it's like, hey, I remember this one obscure thing that I watched like 10 years ago.
It's definitely it can open like a rabbit hole. I've noticed. I've never. I mean, we fucking know about the deep dive I went on last week, which is so in Sonic Adventure, they fucking copied one of the most iconic like scenes from like Thunderbirds as a whole, which is Thunderbird 2 launching from the island with like the palm trees going from like left to right.
You say copied, but it's a reference to.
It is. I mean, like, it's very like on the nose reference.
Well, yeah, but like, that's.
But then, and like, okay.
How do you do it any other way though, other than just doing it like as like
almost like the homage? Like, I don't know, because it's Sonic Adventure. I don't feel like giving it any kind of like.
It's like a fine reference. You just don't like it because it's Sonic Adventure.
Yeah, which I would argue is a perfectly valid.
No, it's not, because they do the Thunderbirds thing. They do it politely. They don't make fun of it.
Okay, no, I'll give you that. I just
they go, here's a reference to something, and you know that's it. It's like this is the launch sequence, and you as the autistic Thunderbirds fan get to like screech and holler at the screen, going, oh, it's Thunderbirds.
It made me very emotional and very confused. I wasn't expecting it in my Sonic game.
I'd be happy if like a fucking video game I was playing reference like a thing that I liked.
But then here's the thing, right? Because it got weirder. Because I went on a little deep dive myself, and it turns out it's been actually like referencing Thunderbirds, not just in like the anime they released, but in like the comics as well. Like there's a comic panel where it literally just looks like Thunderbirds, like 1, 2, and 3 are on the screen. And I was so confused.
I think it's because Japan really loves Thunderbirds.
Something I will say about Thunderbirds is like, it people don't realize how much it fucking inspired so much like media, but people don't really get it. Like nobody, and like almost is a testament to kind of just like small British show Jerry Anderson did. They like literally they were working on Thunderbird 6 and they got contacted by Stanley Kubrick, who was like, I'm trying to make this film called 2001: A Space Odyssey, like, would you be willing to help out? And they went, no, sorry, we're finishing Thunderbird 6. They fucking turned down Stanley Kubrick because they wanted to make Thunderbird 6.
Was he as well known at the time?
Kind of. What was that? Oh, it is there. How the fuck?
Just did.
Okay, I walked into it like 3 times. It didn't work. Yeah.
I thought it was underneath. I don't know why.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at it from like a different perspective, but I just find it fascinating that like they weren't like rude about it. They just went, "Oh, we're really sorry. We want to finish making Thunderbird 6," and so they never had a chance to actually work with Stanley Kubrick. But even he kind of saw.
Who's there?
Okay, that was whiplash. This fucking level is.
Ghost?
Hasn't he seen like at least 500
Not like
ghosts?
that big though.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm looking at Stanley Kubrick right now, and I'm gonna look at his filmography. So 2001: Space Odyssey was like 1968. So previously, so we did Fear and Desire, Killer's Kiss, The Killing, Paths of Glory, Spartacus, Lolita, and Doctor Strangelove.
Okay.
But then here's the thing: you think about it, and then he did 2001: Space Odyssey, A Clockwork Orange, like
So
The Shining,
there was-
Full Metal Jacket. It's like
there was a certain bit where it like,
2001: A Space Odyssey. I feel was his immediate best bit of work.
yeah. Get back here, little bitch.
You know, there's a bunch of things that he like worked on prior to that, but I think 2001: Space Odyssey is like his a ridiculous best bit of work. Like it's so fucking good.
Oh, but that's unlike the reason they contacted them, I believe, is because he was like making like 5 VFX shots like every 3 months, but he looked at Jerry Anderson's team and they were like, they're making like 5 a day. What the fuck? And it's like they're miniatures. Like to an extent, it's a bit different, but like still, like he clearly recognized like how incredible like their work was, and I just love it because it also like you shitbag, because it also inspired things like fucking Star Wars. Like there's so much about Thunderbirds that just I'm on a rant now about it. It just makes me happy. It's so much about the show is just incredible, and like everything they did. The only thing that's kind of a bit iffy is it got cancelled a bit too early, and the movie they made in '66 wasn't great. But
I think that's the thing is Thunderbirds are definitely like it is a thing of it was definitely amazing in its time, and then it kind of didn't adapt very well to like when it became a bit more modern.
I would. Are you talking about when it like got re-aired in the '90s?
I think just as it like the thing is that the classic ones are like really good, definitely like pioneering.
Yeah.
But then like obviously when you make something pioneering, the industry catches up to that standard, and then it's like well the thing loses what makes it like, you know.
There's an element of like it. Oh, hang on. Let me see if I can get. Oh.
Because it was such an early show, it's so important and influencing to others. And I think that's probably where like what makes it just so great is that it's the reason so much was good. We have good media because of Thunderbirds.
Yeah, like so much of what makes Thunderbird so good is what's like been influenced into like other cultures, and I guess in a way I should be more like, and maybe it's just I don't like Sonic Adventure, but like there's a part of me I just like kind of wish it had that more recognition. Because I spoke to
should have been really more. They should have really gone out loud, going, "Sonic, this is exactly like Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds, we love Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds was great." And it's like,
no, just like I remember I was speaking to like a Star Wars fan, but then maybe that was my first mistake.
Yes.
And basically I was trying to explain to them like, oh, you really like this stuff? Oh, well, it was because of like this like '60s British show has a lot to do with that. And they were like, well, no, it isn't. This looks shit. And I'm like.
I hate anyone. I hate anyone that looks at like a piece of media at the time and immediately go and compares it to modern standards. That's one thing that'll always piss me off because I love like the original series of like the original run of Doctor Who. But like,
oh yeah.
and it's so fucking like shit if you try to watch it now. But like, that's not why it's enjoyable. It's because it was the fast show like this, where it's like, why are they like weird men in like tin suits? It's like that's because that's all they had to work
It
with.
was the 1960s. We were still like getting back from the rations. I'm pretty sure.
And yet they were still making these very interesting like shows for the time, where it's like, you know, debating about like modern events that would still like, you know, are still influenced even now, like some of the concepts that they try to bring up in the old stuff. I think the old stuff, it was a little bit better with what it was willing to like do.
It was at some points it could be quite risky. I think they were like very good.
Doctor Who ended up becoming the safest show that could ever exist.
Yeah,
like,
let's not talk about the fucking latest seasons because I'll just get like.
You're a big Doctor Who fan, and like I watch it occasionally, and it's like
It's like supporting a football team that's shit. It's like deep down you still love it,
you're
but you
that
can't
guy
help
that,
but like be upset because of how like
have you
abhorrently.
seen the TikToks of the guy that's a massive fan of Chelsea? And it's
And every time they
Chelsea
lose.
are gonna. I don't know why people are saying Chelsea are done this year. I'm fucking done with this team. We are shit. We are shit.
And he always has his shirt off in that next video. I don't understand.
Well, it's because
why.
after the game and he's just fucking screaming at the camera, we drew! Well, I can't do this anymore! But like, it's just going through every video, but that's what it feels like sometimes to be a fan of long-running media. Just eventually you realise that like, the best time to be a fan of media is always at its start.
Yeah,
like,
when it's like
eventually
it's at its purest form.
unless you know like the people behind it are so adamant on not caring. So the thing of like, I love the idea of Smiling Friends, and I can't wait for another season, and I'm very happy with the fact that at the moment they're like, yeah, an entire season cost about the same amount like to make as like a Family Guy like one episode, so it's like, it's clear like, yeah, money's whatever, we're just wanting to make something.
Yeah,
And that's
which is
when
good.
things are fun. And eventually every series that you make, eventually every good idea you have will become a Star Wars, where we have to analyze every fucking, character's like, any story possible out of a character, so that there's another, like, season of a show to make, or another movie.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit. The overanalyzation could really fucking. Sometimes it can actually be really helpful, but you're right. It can completely, like, detriment a franchise.
I mean, there's the one
like-
thing in the prequels, why does C-3PO have to be made by, like, Anakin?
Yeah, that doesn't add anything to the story.
It's just to put him into the film.
Yeah.
And it's like, and now he's got more backstory, and it's like, he didn't need it. He was a weird fucking robot that, like, appeared, and everyone was like, whoa, this guy's hilarious. This guy's really funny. Oh, yeah. I'm terrified. I'm a scared robot. It's like, he's got more personality in just appearing on screen and go, oh, I'm terribly frightened of this situation, than, like, 4 hours of fucking 3PO, the next series coming to Disney Plus, where we analyze his gritty fucking backstory where he fought in, like, a war.
Fought in Nam.
I don't need that. I don't need my media to be the most over fucking like saturated thing possible. That's why I'm still at least a little bit excited for The Boys, although I feel
I'm a bit. Yeah, no, actually, I'm really glad.
It's hitting that point where I'm going.
Why have they made a spin-off? Because the whole point of The Boys is it's a takedown of that like oversaturation and this like spin-off, this Star Wars culture, this superhero culture that we live in, where everything has to have its like, 2.5 movies and a show and all this stuff.
Smoothies.
And now they're making these smoothies, but now they're making, what is it, Gen X or Gen V? Or whatever it's called.
They're making a spin-off series, and it's like, but also like the fact that it's like we're at 4 seasons, and it's like last season, like seasons 2 and 3 probably could have been 1 season, and I wouldn't have even like noticed any like change in like story pace. Obviously, don't get me wrong, I think some of the new episodes are like incredible. Like season 3 is like
Herogasm might be my favorite episode ever.
It's the most over the top thing possible, but like I worry for like the season 4 going like, are we gonna get to this point again where it's like, whoa, next season we'll deal with him, and it's like, you've been doing this now for 3 seasons. Please don't do it for another season. Where it's like, oh, might take down Homelander this season.
Yeah, it's like cock and
some
ball
new superheroes
bullshit.
will appear.
Teasing.
It gets boring, but I understand why they do it. It's because when it's like when a fucking thing is just printing money for you, you go, well, what's the harm in making more?
Yeah, no, it's ludicrous. But if a story
with,
can't end because it'll stop making money.
So I think with Lord of the Rings, I think after the Hobbit films, I was like, okay, that's cool. We're done now, though, right? There's no
Yeah.
more like really things you can adapt. And then they adapted the newest stuff, and it's like, it's okay.
But it's just, I know what you mean. It's just this never-ending kind of
Yeah.
cycle of.
It's the thing. I
I
didn't
like-
watch the new Lord of the Rings thing because it was more like I don't have enough of a care, and I'm not like gonna make myself watch something I don't care about. I think it's the thing I've started taking the approach. Also, I haven't watched I've watched like maybe 3-4 Marvel films since Endgame. Watched Guardians of the Galaxy. I watched
Yeah, that
the
one's
Spider-Man. I watched Spider-Man. I watched Guardians of the Galaxy.
Both the Spider-Mans that came out
Yeah.
afterwards. Yeah, those are like ones.
I'm not
that
counting
are worth
Spider-Verse because that's
That's not MCU. That's a
like
work
a
of
separate
art.
thing. Yeah, yeah.
think
I'm counting that as a
he's
separate thing. But like it was the 2 Spider-Mans because I like Tom Holland the Spider-Man. I think he's alright. I quite enjoyed the films. I sat there with a smile on my face going, oh, I really enjoy these. I really enjoy that they're like not treating this old media that they made as like something abhorrent that they can never reference again and made it into a story that was...
And also-
and it wasn't just a push the button.
There we go.
It wasn't just, here is, oh man, you remember these characters from the past that you love? And like...
Fucking, there was no way. There was no way. I
There's his
blew it
net.
up.
He does not have a helmet. Do you not have to blow those up?
What,
on
the
the wall.
nukes?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know if I do that, it'll open every single fucking thing in the entire room. Right.
There you go, now it did a
There
loud
we
noise.
go. That looks more reassuring.
So that's what it did last time, don't know why it worked this one. Yeah, but the whole thing with just... Yeah, the Star Wars film, not the Star Wars, the
I was
Spider-Man
gonna say, speaking
film.
of Star Wars, we fucking...
The-
this
yeah,
looks like the
well,
goddamn Death Star.
I mean, yeah, it is. It's directly inspired by the Death Star, who would have thought? The Spider-Man films at least made the concept of, look, here's a cool cameo by a character you like, it's somewhat interesting instead of just, hey, remember this character? I think I'm just kind of, I like references to old media, but I also don't care enough to go like, whoa, wow, it's
Look,
this
it's the
character.
thing. Yeah.
This character, I remember him, and I clapped. I love the red letter media thing.
I
don't know if
saw
you-
him and I clapped. I've definitely seen like iterations of that joke. But
I
yeah, it doesn't surprise me
clapped
that
when-
Brett led them. Oh,
Darth Vader was on screen. I clapped, and it's like, yeah, they understand. They have the most cynical fucking view on these type of things, but sometimes I just have to agree with them. They like made
Yeah.
themselves watch Star Trek Picard, and it's like them at their most miserable, and it's so funny to me still, because I've no interest in Star Trek, in the slightest. I never really have cared,
I mean, oh, it's
but
gonna...
it was so much fun to watch them.
What?
There's a trap above. Find the switch. Oh, the switch there, Harry.
Okay, there we go. For some reason I thought if I activate that it's gonna go, what's the word? Oh, so I've got to make it come down. No.
Yeah, you gotta make it actually come down. You gotta walk in front of it. Yeah, you gotta like trigger it to make it like try and land on you. Or have you already fucked it?
Have I soft locked it?
No, I think you can bounce with that
Oh,
one. That one's
okay.
better.
That's fine.
But
Fuck. It's
Oh
not
my
letting
God,
me
just
do it.
hold
There we
hover.
go. It wasn't letting me hover. I was fucking pressing X.
yeah, well, you were doing it wrong.
I was just, don't fucking do this to me again. Don't do this shit to me. Not after
Do you
last
know what
time.
I've sacrificed?
Do you know how hard I've sacrificed?
I just think of the Merc Rib video that I fucking sent you.
was
I
so
sent Harry
good.
like a 10-minute video of just the plot of Spider-Man 1, but it's just about the McRib. While I was just on the toilet and I was just laughing so hard at it. I was like, Harry will enjoy this. And then you joined VC, like when everyone was playing stuff, to tell me how much you enjoyed it. It was like, I thought, oh, it's a nice little, yeah, Josh will send me a nice quick video. I can have a watch of that and I'll go to bed. And it was like 10 minutes long. But you were laughing.
I was about to watch fucking Guardians 3 with my partner, so I was like really excited. I was like, oh, just quickly, Josh sent me a funny meme. I'll give this a quick watch, and then, you know, like, this will be fine. And we got so invested, I just got my ass handed to me. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh.
You ran out of lives. Oh no, Harry. 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 What did you fucking